Hello, fellows. Good morning, and thanks for joining us. Abogbala, he don't write some big book for president for National Assembly. Theodore Ndato, he say inclusion must be it must be deliberate. E no get for be na afterthought. So as it stand, Abogbala he talk say during speech for open this June session, Mr. Ndatawo Theodore, he no talk both in French and in English, and say he dey vex. Then say appointment wey do am for National Assembly. English version no comot, wey dey show say he no really dey take English language as a serious matter for National Assembly. Then comment dem can in say our constitution, guys dem bin don already sidon on top, do am as dem like am. Na why that Paul Biya fit just go come change constitution as he like am, then Anglophone has just been sitting quiet. Another person talk say, well, Anglophones tell dem we woke up for 2016. Na Mbala Sese talk am for that letter. Say na because of this feeling of marginalization wey Anglophone get am, wey teachers and lawyers dem will go straight waka, so they can reach today, they never solve the problem. For the write-up, I don't make voice note for the write-up and comment them. I go put them for last part for this video. But before we continue, I want to invite una mo go hear thing wey una know say Chief Tametando bin don die, but in 2006 he began some interview for George Ewane. Make una hear thing wey he bin dey talk about Anglophone back then.
The President of the Republic moves all the different tripartite meetings from Geneva right up to Green Tree and the withdrawal of Nigerian troops from Bakassi. The question I'm anxious to ask is that now that Nigeria has withdrawn, what is the situation on the ground? You are President of the Southwest Chiefs Conference.
Yes, to visit this situation, George, it was a very, very salutary decision that was taken. And the implementation, generally the feeling among people in the world is that more often than not, international Court of Justice decisions are not enforceable, because the method of enforcement is not prescribed by any of the laws, in any of the international laws. But the fact that President Paul Biya was able to bring people to understand that it was necessary for the implementation of this decision by bringing all the world powers to witness the implementation, and that the matter of sort of implementing this was now also overseen by Kofi Annan, brought to the lasting solutions of this thing. So the Green Tree Agreement came to give the last strategy, the last method of implementing or enforcing this decision. And this has made it possible now for the forces of Nigeria to be withdrawn completely from Bakassi. And of course, having withdrawn this, it has also made people now commercial activities have started. The boats that were plying between Cameroon and Nigeria have now started again. Life has in fact started off all again, and this is very, very well received by the population of Southwest in particular, and the whole of Nigeria too, because they too feel now relief that the tension is already relaxed and there's no more fears and worries.
Okay, have the chiefs made any visit to the field?
Well, the chiefs are, in fact, you've just come to the point, because we have planned in the next 3 weeks to make a visit to the Bakassi area to see exactly, because during the Christmas season, we understand that there was a lot of jubilation and euphoria around the area, and that has made us now know that life has come back to normal and activities are picked up.
If you confirm that, then we accept that is what it is. But then, Chief, in your capacity as President of the Southwest Chiefs Conference and as a Southwesterner, what do you think should be done to improve the situation in the field? Bakassi has just been handed over to Cameroon. There should be so many problems.
Well, happily enough, there are a lot of prescriptions already from the head of state and also from the head of government about implementation and bringing back social amenities to Bakassi area. We understand even the European Union has already granted 100 million francs CFA for potable water to be taken to the area. We equally understand that the oil fields there there's going to be a round of bid for people, for companies to bid and develop the area. We feel exactly that when all of these things are done, certainly there's going to be, Bakassi is going to be El Dorado, a touristic area for the people. All government needs to do, and we think government is going to do, as it has already conceived it and put it in the last budget, is that they should try to implement, they should put structures, administrative structures, and even build houses, cheap houses, which can enable people to take habitation there. Once this is done, the government presence is felt there, there will be de jure and de facto enforcement and implementation of everything that is required for the permanent appearance of the government, effective control of the area. Yes. So we think that, and more so, what is more important again is if you can have electricity there, water, health facilities, these are some of the common things which are necessary for any area which has suffered for long to be enjoyed. And of course, one of the major things again is the roads. Okay. We have already, during my last speech in among our peers, the Southwest Chiefs Conference, I've suggested that if government can allow philanthropic or big companies to come build roads, construct the road and manage the roads, and then even create tolls to be paid, and thereafter the roads revert back to the government. And I seem to see that government is taking this into consideration. Yes. There's partnership agreement now signed. So we think that government is already gradually coming to listen to our worries and our concerns, and these things are going to be resolved. Also
inform them that CRTV is ready it's already there. Yes, okay, the signals will soon be clearer than they were before.
Okay, after that talk for Tametando, I say when I say all things we don't talk till we die. 2006 to today, now 20 years that we don't pass. When I get impression, say something not change. Aside of that now, current MP, Ayere, here thing we man for talk about the for you not even concern whether this do session they will talk about Anglophone crisis or not. Enough for KE. When I hear thing we talk.
So I'm expecting that the budget that we're going to come out with will be such that the lives of Cameroonians in 2027 will be improved.
Okay, Honorable, do you expect any discussion about the Anglophone crisis to come up?
Well, we have been talking about dialogue. You know, the poll was here, and the Anglophone crisis is not something we are going to call another dialogue, because you know we had dialogue already, and we are in the process of implementing the resolution of dialogue in 2019. And so dialogue is still continuous at all levels, even at homes. People are discussing how to improve on the crisis that we have. So dialogue is continuous while the resolution of the dialogue of 2019 are being implemented.
Okay, you don't talk your own. Come and then ask whether now how you do become MP. And who do you actually represent there? Surely yourself, not the people. But aside of that, Southwest boss become Ogo na Manfe and other SEO them who better meeting. Now, extra this way they reach out together for sure. We'll follow.
Top of the evening to you and welcome to the Pastoral Center of the Diocese of Manfe, Chieftain of Manu Division. Here behind me at the banquet hall, this particular venue is hosting the 2026 Southwest Regional Administrative and Security Coordination Meeting. In a while ago, it was chaired by the commanding officer of the Southwest region in the person of Governor Bernardo Kaliabilai. But before I take you to what transpired during this opening session, permit me to take you back with the morning hours images when the Southwest governor arrived here in Manfe. It was hilarious. People came out, traditional rulers, economic operators, and of course, his close collaborators of the Southwest region, headed here by the senior divisional officer for Manu in the person of Awumfak Eve Bertrand. As the Southwest governor got into the city, he saw an economic, vibrant division alive. We are in Manu. This is not the first time Manu is hosting, but the context is different. The governor of the Southwest region did arrive where I'm standing and went right in for the opening session. It was a moment for the mayor of Manfe to tell the governor that the entire division is happy to have him, and he equally mentioned the challenges top among the consumption of drugs, especially by the youthful population, saying that it is draining the entire division, and the administration of the Southwest region need to hit the nail on the head for that to be erased. When the Southwest governor took the floor for the opening session, he enumerated a lot of activities, but before he could continue, A moment of silence was offered in honor of late Senator Tabetano, who, of course, you know, will be buried this weekend over here. The governor did mention and frown at the recent happenings surrounding the GCE. The Southwest governor equally mentioned health and said the population needs to be conscious about monkeypox that have been reported in the region. The Southwest governor encouraged the economic operators, especially those who are in cocoa business, that though the price of cocoa is down now, but this is not happening for the first time. It will soon be up, and the cocoa farmers should not feel discouraged. They should instead remain tenacious and wait for better days again. It was on that note that the president of Cocoa Dealers Association came up and told us that he is impressed for the father of the region to give them a tap on the back. Take a listen.
Thank you. I am Tabe Oganbison, the president of Manu Economic Operators. We thank the governor of Southwest, and most especially we thank the head of state, His Excellency President Paul Biya, because from when they gave us an open market to sell cocoa to neighboring Nigeria, we witnessed a boom in Manu division. You can see even in the basis of Manu population. At the moment, the prices are not very good, which is all over the world. The governor has just encouraged us, those in the cocoa domain, that they should know that prices to fall in cocoa is not a constant. It can rise again, and it is not new. And so, those who are into farming, doing cocoa farming, they shouldn't relent their effort because the prices are low at this moment.
So that is the situation now. At this particular moment, the plenary, which has been a moment for the senior divisional officers to give their expose. They have 10 minutes each, but we cannot bring that to you. Remember, it is in camera. And later on, it will be a plenary dedicated for the forces and the security forces to equally deliver their exposés on the security situation of the region. Again, it is in camera, and that is how the first day of this Southwest Regional Administrative and Security Coordination meeting is unfolding. Tomorrow will be more of the expose that will have to do with regional delegates, until when we must have gotten the resolutions. At this particular moment, it is goodbye. From Mamfi, Derek Jato, signing out from the Pastoral Center of the Diocese of Mamfi for the news.
Okay, now, as I will tell una for beginning, say I will gather all the writing them for Abba give una. Now time this now for listening exactly thing we talk and comment them where they follow. When I follow and also I'm gonna meet up small time. Man, read thing we don't talk. The recent appointment within the National Assembly have once again sparked concern about the representation of Anglophone in key national institutions. While appointments are the prerogative of those entrusted with leadership, they also send important signal about inclusion, national cohesion, and the place of different communities within the state. Concerns about representation were further reinforced when the maiden address to Parliament by the Speaker of the National Assembly was delivered entirely in French, unlike that of the President of the Senate, who addressed the nation in both official languages. In a country that prides itself on bilingualism and multiculturalism, such symbolic gesture matter and contribute to public perception about inclusion and belonging. For many Anglophone, these appointments are not viewed in isolation. They are seen as part of a broader and recurrent pattern that has characterized public appointment across several sectors of national life, whether in state corporation, public institution, strategic government agency, board, commission, or senior administrative position. Concerns about equitable representation continue to surface. This is not a new debate. For decades, Anglophone have raised concern about marginalization and underrepresentation. These concerns were among the issues that contributed to the grievances raised by teachers and lawyers in 2016 and continue to feature prominently in discussion on national cohesion today. Numerous reports have been written, memoranda submitted, conferences organized, and discussion held on the need to ensure that all components of Cameroon are adequately represented in the management of public affairs. The objective has never been to seek privilege or special treatment, but rather fairness, inclusion, and equal opportunity. Unfortunately, many Anglophones continue to feel that their participation in national decision-making structure is often treated as afterthought when appointments are made and entire communities struggle to see themselves reflected in the outcome. Feelings of exclusion is inevitably grow. Such perception, whether real or perceived, do little to strengthen national unity and confidence in public institutions. The issue extends beyond any single appointment. It concerns the broader question of how Cameroon manages its diversity. Our country is strongest when every citizen and every community feel that they have a stake in its future and a place at the decision-making table. Inclusion should not be viewed as a concession. It is a cornerstone of good governance, national integration, and the sustainable peace. A nation as diverse as Cameroon cannot afford to leave any segment of its population feeling overlooked or undervalued. The solution is not resentment, by a renewed commitment to fairness and balanced representation. Those entrusted with leadership at every level should be intentional in ensuring that appointments reflect the rich diversity of our nation. Doing so strengthens institutions, promotes trust, and reinforces the idea that every Cameroonian matters. As we continue to build the Cameroon we want, the message remains simple. Inclusion must be deliberate, not accidental, meaningful, not symbolic, and consistent, not occasional. Only then can we truly speak of united nation in which all citizens feel represented, respected, and valued. The National Commission for the Promotion of Bilingualism and Multiculturalism has an important role to play in addressing such concerns. Many Cameroonians will look to the Commission to uphold the principle of bilingualism, inclusion, and equitable representation that lie at the heart of our national compact. Beyond monitoring language use, the Commission should continue to promote a national culture in which every citizen, regardless of linguistic or regional background, feels fully represented in the institution of the Republic. And some comments came in. First comment said the National Commission for Bilingualism and Multiculturalism has reneged in its role to articulate these concerns. We are yet to put a finger on what this commission has actually addressed since its creation. Hope this article serves the purpose for which it is intended, that of calling on authority that be to be fair in their decision making, inclusion will enhance national unity, and the contrary has unpleasant, devastating consequences. Fully represented by who, if I may ask? Second comment. Handpick appointed errands boy government officials who do not represent aspiration of their people, or elected officials who can speak and stand with their people against all odds. Barrister and human rights activists. Whenever I read your write-up, I appreciate all that you are doing, but I want to remind you that go back to our previous constitution, to the present one, then you will have the answer. Get a look from independence till today. The revision and amendment of our constitution has never given room to the aspiration of the common citizen. Everything is done according to those who are there for centuries. So long as the entire constitution is not touched and puts humanity first, nothing else can change. Now, on an exclusive interview between Josh Ewanem, then he was interviewing Chief Tabentendon, who of blessed memory. It dates on 2016. I will give you this extract and we meet back 20 years after. And what is the balance sheet in relation to all the promises until he died? It equally have to do with the place Anglophone have in this country. Other comments is, do you expect any discussion about the Anglophone crisis to come up during the June 2026 ordinary session of the Parliament? We got an MP
to come up and talk, Honorable Anyere Charles Aka. Just like Abobala was just saying some few minutes ago, hear what a full House MP got to say. Now, you have got a keen eye on the issue. Very evil mind won't stop you from engaging in meaningful discussion. Whether they bring the crisis discussion or not, it is baseless. Set one comment. For the past 7 to 8 years now, has it produced anything fruitful? Not at all. Antanganji and his cabal have no intention to end it, so why bother? To conclude this slot, I take you to Manu, where the governor of the Southwest region had a working session alongside all the senior divisional officers. This report is brought to you by Derek Jato. Follow, and let's meet again next time.